Hello, so in today's video, we're just going to carry on with the next topic in the A-level math syllabus. So this is just the laws of SURDS. So this is just a revision again from GCSE of the key laws from SURDS that we need when we answer questions involving SURDS. So this first law here, I mean, the key point I've written here is that M and N are both numbers bigger than zero, just because if you take a square root of a negative number, you get a complex number, you don't get a real number. So again, kind of like what we mentioned in the previous video with indices, if you do take, for example, the square root of -2, this is not a real number. This is a maths error on your calculator. So yeah, that's just the reason I've specified this here. So yeah, the point for the first rule, the first law we need to know is this one here. So the root of m times by the root of n is equal to root mn. So yeah, that's just a law that we need to bear in mind. So for example, when you square the root of m, you get m itself. So when you square root a number and then square it, you get back to the number you started with. So that's just kind of really common sense, to be honest. So then the second law here, so root m divided by root n. Again, I've actually made a mistake here. This should be root m over n. So this is root m over n, all inside the square root. So the key thing again is you can combine this square root symbol, and you can just take the root of this entire fraction, this m over n fraction there. And then the third point, so root m plus or minus root n is not equal to the root of m plus n. So again, I mean, that's quite self-explanatory. You can just do examples in your calculator to test that that doesn't work, that the equal sign there would not work in general. So yeah, this is not true in general. That's why there's a not equal to sign in the middle there. And then this last law down here, so the square root of m n squared is the same as n times the square root of m. And that's just an application of this law up here. So we know that this square root of n squared is just the square root of m times by the square root of n squared. So this is just the same as square root of m times by square root of n squared. But square root of n squared is just n. So this is just n times by square root of m. And just an example to kind of illustrate this one here. So for example, if you've got the square root of 32, well, the square root of 32 is just the same as the square root of 2 times 16. So 16 is a square number. So this is just the same as root 16 times by root 2. And we know that root 16 is just the number 4. So this is just going to be 4 times root 2 there. So yeah, they're just the 4 key rules that we've got to bear in mind with SURDS. And yeah, it's just a case of learning those SURDS rules.